and welcome back to another episode of King's Crossing. This is episode 34. Today I'm joined by Tough Nuts, the portrayal of Gnimwirt, and also Adis, the embodiment of Adarag. We are returning to Arwin's Rest post Battle of the Blights, just as the battle is dying down. So, basically, in recent episodes, I think throughout 32 and 33, maybe even 31. I think 31 as well. The Blights finally assaulted Arwin's Rest after like a month in-game build-up. That wasn't one of you guys messaging me in Discord, was it?
Nope. No.
Okay, then I'll ignore it. Where was I? Sorry. Usually I have streamer mode on to not distract me. Yes, so, the Blights assaulted Arwin's Rest, while one party fought them head-on, kind of making a holdout last stand at Hobbs Lodge. The other party, this one, went behind enemy lines and, basically cut the army off from its reinforcements, from the main army. Like, basically the Vanguard or whatever came in first, started attacking, and before the rest of the army could get in, they were cut off by fires that were started around town. Yeah. As Adarag made his way back from the Miners Guild, running up to Hobbs Lodge, coming out of the fog, he saw that the Miners Guild followed him, kind of helping create another defensive line outside of Hobbs Lodge, as they were still in fighting shape. He crossed over just a carnage field of bodies, watchmen, blights, Hunt Captain Kyler. Moving into Hobbs Lodge, he was greeted by another scene. Bjorn, panting, breathing heavily, covered in wounds. Granny Evelyn's body slumped over by the fireplace. Partial Hobbs Lodge on fire, where she had been fighting blights off with a fire stick. A hole ripped open in the side of Hobbs Lodge where the blights had come in from. Grunkle standing there sobbing with Torvekic's dead body on a table. Wilfer hauling in an unconscious watchman. It was quite the scene. As Grunkle and Adarag got to have a moment to talk before they both their bodies collapsed from exhaustion and fell asleep. Meanwhile, missing in action currently, Gnimwirt was body slammed by I believe it was Frankie. And basically what happened at this point is they would have pulled you into a pile of rubble, ruined house, and just hunkered down as blights were swarming around in the fog. But you saw fewer and fewer, and eventually faded off into a sleep, kind of finding some peace in this ruined home that they seem to avoid or not bother checking.
It was Frankie and Hopkins. Was Addisel in there?
Addisel had gone missing while you were down there. You turned around and she was gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you remember you were setting fires down there, and then you're like, okay, another one.
Right. I thought maybe she would have made her way to that rune or something.
No, she is MIA.
Okay.
By the time morning came, basically the blights were gone, the fog had receded, the storms continued on overhead, and life had to continue on. So now the question is 2 weeks is passing in game. 14 days, give or take. During these 2 weeks, you guys have all the options of what you guys want to be doing. Basically, this is the time of rest, recovery, rebuilding. So this isn't necessarily like during these 2 weeks, we went and defeated Atlas. No, like that's obviously not how this works. But I'm curious, during these 2 weeks, what would Gnimwirt and Adarag be getting up to? And remember, this can have an effect on the 200 experience points your characters have both earned, as far as what you're putting those points into.
Yeah, so I would say that Adarag probably after coming back to see this horrible scene in front of him, he would start by just helping with, I guess, burying the dead and like making sure that, like, kind of trying to do an inventory of the town, like helping with that sort of thing. Trying to trying to be somewhat of a using his smuggling, like, I want to say more of political, I guess, means to kind of like discuss with, like, help lead the efforts going on around town to try to rebuild afterwards, while also taking some time to go and, well, I guess one of the first things after kind of making sure everybody was okay in Hobbs Lodge, well, as okay as they can be, is probably going down to the antiquarian to go and find his teacher Cyrus, and then probably spending some of his times during the week beginning to start his lessons with Cyrus, while also like splitting his time between working with Cyrus and kind of being the outgoing, like, hey, you need some help, I'll help you with something around town.
Okay, so I've got helping to kind of recover bodies, bury the dead, finding Cyrus to start your lessons and learn, and then just helping around town.
Yeah, so kind of like fellowship, kind of going into that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we will get into that. What is Gnimwirt's focus is going to be during this 2 weeks?
Okay. I think Gnimwirt from this attack is kind of taken a very engineering logical approach to the situation in Arwin's Rest, and he's focused on one major topic is getting to the mountain to deal with whatever the source is. And so I think the two things he's focusing on, one would probably be connecting with the Lost Sons, and I'm probably like spending time collaborating with Captain Blackheart on their project that they need, but also just trying to learn some survival skills from them because I'm anticipating a journey up to the mountain. So, you know, doing some like training with them on tips for how to survive in the area, probably one thing that I'm focusing on. And then the other would be like, especially in the evenings, once like people are kind of winding down, I'm probably spending a lot of time at the antiquarium just reading everything I can about like folklore on like dragons, wood blights, the clouds coming down from mountains, anything that could connect to this like corruption spreading, trying to do any education I can find on that, and that would include talking to people, what they know, but I think mostly just really I have 2 weeks to figure this out, to spend some time on it.
Okay.
So those are the things, and then the last thing I would say is after this battle, I never want to be in a situation where I'm in a battle ill prepared again. So I've probably spent a significant amount of time in the 2 weeks designing my personal project.
Okay. Definitely an eye-opening, like, oh, it's time to do something about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Got that written down. All right, perfect. Let's go to Adarag first. Adarag. You went around to bury bodies, help with the dead. This is what you found. Yeah, can I remember? I have them all written down. Okay, of the Lost Sons, there was Bernard, Sydney, and Radek that were killed. Should I have? Reddick, Sydney. I don't know where Bernard went, but he's also dead. Yeah, you saw him died. Of the townsfolk, you found, or you guys carried off and buried, Watch Captain Kyler, Mr. Carver of the Miners Guild, Granny Evelyn, and guess that would be it.
You're writing this down, Adis?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it. Let's see. The people still unaccounted for. MIA. Dibs. Griff. Addison. Zabani. MIA.
Can you do the killed people one more time?
So I've got
yeah, go
Lost
ahead.
Sons dead, Bernard, Sydney, and Raddick. I've got townsfolks that are dead is Hunt Captain Kyler, Mr. Carver, and Granny Evelyn. And then MIA is Dibs, Griff, Addison, and Zabani.
Tyler, who, and Granny Evelyn?
Kyler, Mr. Carver, and
Okay.
Granny Evelyn.
Okay. Thanks. I just wanted that in my notes.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys ever met Mr. Carver. He was the leader of the Miners Guild.
We met him once, and he berated us.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
He has that effect. So that's what you find, kind of bearing the... Oh, and then, well... You don't really know him, but one of the blights kind of stood out because the body was carried away, and Isabella was found mourning next to it. But one of the... I don't know if you guys would note that or not. It's not technically one of the townsfolk. It's one of the blights, but Isabella was mourning next to it until they carried the body off. Sorry?
Would Grunkle have given me that info? I mean, he mentioned it during the under the table, but I don't know.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I guess Adarag would know that that was a person of the town named Mateo. That was turned into a blight. Okay.
Oh, and also Adarag knew Griff because it was Griff's son.
Yeah, we went to go rescue Mateo early on.
That's right.
Yep.
Yep.
Long time ago.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yep. Well, there he is. Look at this character. I mean, they killed him, and I really wasn't expecting that. But look at this character art. It was really cool.
I'm not seeing it.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, that is cool.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that
So,
is really.
this was. Find him.
Also, I see you added lampposts. That's cool.
Oh yeah, those are the lampposts where the battle was. That was Mateo when he was a townsfolk. Way back in the day.
Yield.
Yeah, we tried to go rescue him.
Oh, yeah. And then he was turned into a blight. And then he was killed by Grunkle.
Very quickly.
Very quickly. I know, Grunkle was his hero too. He wanted to be an adventurer just like Grunkle, and he went out, followed them out into a battle, saved their lives trying to be a hero like Grunkle, came back as a blight, and was killed by Grunkle. Poetic. Yeah. There was no remorse.
It was, yeah.
It was shocking. But anyways, let's go to Gnimwirt. The first thing you wanted to connect with the Lost Sons. Yes, the Lost Sons during this time have basically, or actually, let me real quick note before, because this kind of ties in with both. Adarag, Grunkle hasn't woken up. So where you woke up the following day, Grunkle hasn't woken up. Seems unconscious. I don't know exactly what Wilfer's doing. Torvekic's dead. Grunkle isn't waking up. Coma of some sort, maybe. could probably use healing. I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Gnimwirt. Connected with the Lost Sons, yes. The Lost Sons have basically secluded themselves back to their camp, kind of regrouping. They lost 3 of their people in this fight that really wasn't their fight, but kind of was because they were here and didn't want to die.
It was their fight. Let's be honest.
They had no issue with the Blights. Blights had no issue with them that they know of.
Well, they weren't discriminated against on who was getting attacked. So
yeah, wrong
they
place,
needed
wrong
to survive.
time. So they basically have secluded back to their camp, kind of getting defensive, prepping. But the one thing they still do is check in with you about their project. They had reached out, said that they would help you guys prep and defend and all that if you guys help them build a wagon cage. So during this 2 weeks, they're going to be like, hey, what's the status? Where are we at?
Yeah, I imagine during this 2 weeks, I've probably, I've briefed the captain on the plans, and we've had almost like design reviews, if you will, of here's what I'm thinking. Is this meeting what you're looking for? They'd give feedback. I'd go back and redesign. And we kind of have a bill of materials now of what's needed. Probably not finished building it, but we have a pretty clear path forward, I'd say.
Okay. On a percentage base, 0 to 100% completion, where do you feel you want to be at by the end of the 2 weeks?
For building?
I would
say
for the whole
project, I'd say we're at 70%.
70%. Okay.
So we've probably gathered most of the stuff we need. We've got the full design. We're starting building, but there's still, a little.
So you're trying to reach a goal of 70%. Can you roll me a tradecraft check with all your bonuses, all your everything, to see how close you are to that number by the end of the 2 weeks?
Sure. I forget. So I do plus 5% base, flip to succeed. Do I change the difficulty rating?
I don't believe so. Difficulty rating would be changed purely based off whatever I'm saying, but for this, it's standard.
Okay.
Okay, 47. Yeah, so you should be close to or right around 70% by the end of the 2 weeks. As far as training goes, you're trying to approach them to have them train you. How do you want to convince them to train you? Are you paying for it? Are you convincing them, persuading them? Would you like to intimidate them into training you?
I think, no. I think through my conversations about their project, I've also probably debriefed with them about why the attack happened and kind of larger picture for this area. And I think through those conversations, I'm trying to convince them that it's in their best interest as well that we deal with this corruption thing from the source. So I've been talking to them hey, I'm preparing to go to this mountain to deal with this, and you guys are seemingly the experts at surviving here. So I'm trying to convince them that it's in their benefit to help me learn for that process. So I guess maybe persuasion or something. I'm not sure.
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and do... Let's go ahead and do a charm roll for this. Not necessarily a seduction, but just persuading, friendly persuasion. Okay. We're gonna have Wilhelm. So they basically, in your talks with Captain Blackheart, she's not gonna give you their good trainer. They don't see it as a valuable investment of their time. They've got other stuff to do. However, Wilhelm is free. Wilhelm doesn't have much to do at this point in time, so he's like, I'll trade him. Hey, your choice, good luck. The training is not going to be friendly. It's not going to be a fun, enjoyable experience. It's going to be a lot of you getting your ass kicked, thrown in the dirt. He doesn't really listen to what you have to say. However, it will train you. It's just going to be grueling and tough rather than like working alongside you kind of thing.
Sure.
So what I'm going to do, or actually, I have you do. Let me find Gnimwirt here. What exactly are you wanting training in? Is it toughness, survival, fighting?
I think it's specifically like I think it's mostly focused on survival out in the world. Like, if I'm gonna go on a journey in this area, like how to deal with the swamp, like how to make fires, how to blend in, like just kind of like the ranger skills that people would develop for an area. So not necessarily fighting, and not necessarily toughness. I don't think it's more the survival stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead and roll a survival check for me. It's going to be at challenging difficulty. Okay. You do get trained, and it takes the entire 2 weeks to get it done. You'll be able to do other stuff, but like each day you have to report in and get trained, for a portion of the day. However, you end up lightly wounded for most of the training, just from basically getting your ass handed to you.
Okay.
But you do end up getting trained, and this would allow, basically, if you wanted to put points into survival, you absolutely could, of your XP remaining, right?
Okay.
So
I kind of view like maybe the first week we did like day training where we were like out during the daytime, and then in those evenings I was doing other stuff, and then maybe the second week we switched to like training for night scenarios.
Night scenarios, yep.
Yeah.
Can you give me a folklore check as well during your time working with Wilhelm?
Not very effective.
All you really get to learn about Wilhelm during this time, he doesn't really talk about himself at all, but maybe during your time in the camp, maybe someone else mentioned. Wilhelm... Wilhelm was to be hung for murder before being basically recruited by the Lost Sons and sent off here. That's about all you get to know about Wilhelm.
Okay. Yeah, pretty focused on the training most of the time.
Adarag.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip the Cyrus one just for now. We're gonna come back to that next. We're gonna talk about helping around town. During your time around town, let's see what you find out. Go ahead. I'm gonna have you roll a folklore check as well, standard, and this is just gonna tell me how many different things you kind of learn about or help out with.
Okay.
Is there any specific stuff you want to be helping out with that you can think of off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I would like to. I mean, the miner guild, while they may, the miners, while they may have lasted pretty well through the fight, they've still lost their leader. So, like, foreseeing whatever they need to have taken care of to facilitate that transition period for them, and then also checking in with the Lost Sons because they did help us to prevent even greater tragedy from befalling the town. So kind of keeping up on those two fronts.
Okay. With your role, the Lost Sons don't really want to sit and socialize. They want you guys to get to work building their stuff. That was the deal. And every day when you're like checking in, you're like, so how you guys doing? You built our stuff yet? Well, no. Then why are you here? Like,
Well, we're building it with them, to be clear.
right.
Yeah.
Are you here to build our stuff? And Adarag's like, that's not really me.
Yeah.
But with your helping around town, you probably do jump in and start helping, just moving stuff as needed,
Oh, yeah,
kind of.
Yeah, as passing by, like generally just around town as well, like between. But those are my two main focuses.
During the 2 weeks, what you learn about the Miners Guild, they've repainted the front sign from just Miners Guild to the Clan Carver is what the house, like the sign out front of the guild house is called now. Clan Carver, and you learn that Harlem and Kent have taken over kind of a joint leadership. It seems like Kent is running a lot of the actual operations, where Harlem is running the logistics side of the business. So they've kind of split dual ownership over the clan. With your role, you didn't learn much else of anything else going on besides Isabella hasn't spoken since the battle. Hasn't said a word in 2 weeks now. Let's go back to Gnimwirt. Gnimwirt, you... Personal project antiquarian. We're going to go to... Okay, these are both heavy topics. As far as... I'm going to go with the personal project first.
Okay.
During this 2 weeks, you've... Trying to remember where you were at before. I think where you were at before, you had basically gotten schematics drawn up of an idea for it, if I remember right.
Yeah, I think, maybe with like this new fighting experience and the survival training, I'm probably like tweaking the design, like, oh, this would be useful, or that would not work, or things like that. But yeah, I think I'm probably pretty honed in on a design.
I think what you've gotten from this is actually not only from your own work, but at one point during this 2 weeks, a familiar ship harbors out in the bay, the Wake Racer, where a Hawthorne sails in, rowing in with Captain Bartholomew. Last time you saw them was, I believe, the Spring Equinox Festival.
Yep.
Yeah. So they rode in at one point, and they came into town, and you ran into them. They're like, "Oh, hey, basically, we haven't gotten any. They haven't gotten any orders in a while. They usually do a trip up here once a month to make deliveries. They haven't gotten any orders. They were wondering who's in charge." And from this conversation, a couple things are going to come to light. One, they're asking you who's in charge that we need to speak to about orders. They haven't been able to get a hold of Arlain, or Griff, through messages or whatever. Like, no orders have been placed. The second thing is you're realizing if you want access to the resources needed to build, to get started on your personal project, getting an order placed might be a good, they could bring stuff in, but you can't find here.
Okay.
So, first question, who do we get a hold of for orders? No one's been placing any orders. We were, just a little bit south of here. We decided to stop by, see if the town was still alive, basically. So that's their question.
Okay. Well, as you might be able to see, the town has had some major conflict in the last couple weeks. So
They kind of look around. The town already looked pretty decrepit and broken down, so they kind of look around and they're like,
like,
yeah.
Look, we're surviving here, But point being, it sounds like Arlain or Griff used to be the men in charge for putting in orders. And do I know the status of Griff? Is he? I'm looking.
Last time you guys saw him
MIA.
was in Hobbs Lodge. I think he went down below. No one ever went down below.
After the battle in the 2 weeks, no one's looked down below. Okay.
Not from what I've heard from you two.
Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure. Arlane has disappeared, and I haven't seen Griff for a couple weeks. So, as far as orders go,
this might not be at the end of the 2 weeks. This is sometime during we'll say a weekend or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. But yeah, as far as orders go, I know I'm putting together a list of things that I think would be helpful. But to be fair, I'm not running Arwin's Rest at this point. So.
Do you know who might be? Or, I mean, I don't want to stop making trips up here if you guys need resources, but I'm not sure who to
I would
speak
suggest, perhaps maybe the person to talk to would be Kent or Harlem, who has taken up running the Miners Guild.
Yeah, we were talking about this in Under the Table. Basically, you think of the town's elders. There was Granny Evelyn, dead. Elder Arlain, gone. Griff, MIA. Zabani, also MIA. Who else? We're like, Hunt Captain Kyler, dead. Jonathan, MIA. So there's a whole thing about who's in charge of Arwin's Rest. So Gnimwirt's put up the names Kent and Harlem.
I mean, I think in explaining that, I'd say, to be honest, I don't know their motive and I don't know them very well, but I know they're leading an organization in the town, which is the closest thing to structure we have at the moment. So probably worth at least talking to them. And before you leave, I'll certainly put in my 2 cents on an order as well.
All right, I'm gonna head back to the ship. You can find you can go through Hawthorne.
Sounds good.
Excellent. So Captain Bartholomew will head back to his ship. Hawthorne can be found at the Hobbs Lodge. Basically, between this episode and next episode, we can work on putting together a list and. We'll be right back.
Okay.
All the cameras got messed up, so I had to BRB. We're back. Technical
Sorry
difficulties.
about that. Technical difficulties.
Okay, yeah. Between now and next episode, basically, you can put together a list, and they would have gotten back on their ship and headed south, and they'll be back at some point with resources.
Yeah, one question on that: is that going to be like how do we pay for stuff? Like, how would that work for the town normally? Because I imagine
you put in your request and. How would that work? You put in your request, and basically they would give you an idea. They work for the Emerald Enclave, or whatever we rename that to. Adise, do you remember? They were changing their name to something because Emerald Enclave we found was used. We'll figure it out later.
I imagine what I could do, though, is negotiate, because they're going to go to other locations. I imagine one could be Othrondil.
Basically, they sail up and down the west coast, and they are a part of the main merchant guild, the biggest one, and so they get deals and whatever, and so they would generally know the right price or a roundabouts, or if anything, you would pay, and they would take extra, and then they would bring you back and be like, hey, we are actually able to get a deal on this, so here's, X amount back.
Sure. I'm just thinking I could probably pay them from... my wealth back in my home city that I didn't bring all my stuff with me. I don't know. We can talk about that.
Yeah. Figure
Because
that out.
otherwise, I don't think I'll be able to afford like anything.
Chat says if everyone's dead or missing, it's not really much of a settlement. True.
Yeah.
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 Arwin's
Maybe
rest
I
his
should
head.
just be in charge.
That was your chance. You could have been like, I'm the leader.
I mean,
What?
that's not really what I want.
Then don't. Yeah.
Adarag's the leader.
Yeah,
Grunkle.
Adarag's in charge. Grunkle? Yeah. Grunkle. That was a terrible Grunkle voice. Don't tell him I did that. Okay.
Flip it.
So, you're putting in an order for that. Let's jump back to Adarag. Cyrus is very much still alive. Basically been hanging around the Antiquarian. The Antiquarian was saved any excessive damage as, someone, I think, blew fire all over the Blights trying to get into it. And Cyrus is very much alive. He's kind of stationed his stuff here. He has like a little cot in the corner the Valoris has put him up on. And is very much happy to start training with you. We'll get into a little bit of what that looks like as far as RP in the future. But for now, basically what you need to take away from that is I want you to pick... What? Let's do this. What would you tell Cyrus? Basically, he was told to come up here as a teacher and mentor for you, free of charge, and you were supposed to kind of apprentice under him. So he would ask you, what are the things that you're interested in?
Okay. Well, you come to us at a very somber time, but I believe that if I could be able to help my compatriot more and be able to talk my way through situations better, that would be something I could use in these times. Be able to provide at least a friendly shoulder for those that need it, and possibly a sharp tongue for those that deserve it.
Okay. So what he is going to give you or train you in, with your 200 XP points, he'll basically... He will unlock the ability for you to get both of your fellowship bonuses if you want. Boost your fellowship twice.
Yep.
That would
works.
take all your points, but that gives you the option if you want to do that, if you want to do something else. But basically, you guys will be working on your fellowship to start out with.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get more into that as we go, but this is just kind of a real quick synopsis over the 2 weeks. Dear God, okay, Gnimwirt with the Antiquarian.
Lots of note taking. This is all a lot of note taking.
Yeah, this will probably be a lot of, between now and next episode, I will be able to get you more.
Okay.
Yeah. But researching what you can on the Dragon and Valories will kind of be helping you out along this, kind of giving you what you need. Bjorn will be serving you guys up some like teas and stuff while you guys are in there doing your studies.
I'm like dressing wounds and stuff from my training with Wilhelm.
Yeah, you're like bruised. You're just like, ow. Ow. About the dragon, you don't get a whole lot else beyond what you've already kind of learned, because the knowledge that they have access to there is from like Bjorn and stuff, and knowledge you've already acquired from Bjorn. But in general, dragons are large creatures, so you know it being very silent, to where you can't even like hear its step and stuff, is weird. Almost like one of its mutations from the chaotic corruption. The fact that it was... I'll give you this. Actually, I'm going to make you roll for it. You might learn something. Let's throw you over here. I'm going to grab your character. I'm going to have you roll. I'm gonna have you roll an education check. Studying up on this. It's gonna be at I'm gonna give it to you at routine to see how much you get from this, but using the resources you have at the antiquarian will get you some help here. Okay. Real quick, chat, you're bringing up a good point. I don't have the time to read through all that, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to read through all that because you're bringing up good points about his bartering with the Emerald Enclave, and I think that's going to be useful, so I will use that. Just pardon me for not reading through all of it just right yet. Gnimwirt, what you're able to gather is there are rumors and folklore about dragons. Obviously, not a very common thing. Not something they deal with a lot. But there are rumors that, dragons will be there one day and be gone the next and, kind of move about. And how does a dragon get from here to there without being spotted? There are rumors that they, specifically this one, because they don't have knowledge with a whole bunch of dragons, right? Specifically this dragon, there's rumors that it disguises itself and is able to move about not in dragon form. Most of these come from before a time of corruption. So what you gather from that, with your education rule being so good, 40 out of 71, is maybe before this thing was corrupted, the Dragon Atlas could revert back to the human Atlas and kind of go between Atlas and Atlas, the dragon. However, with the corruption taking over, that doesn't seem like the case, especially since you guys have been here. It's basically just been the dragon roaming, right? So maybe it doesn't have control anymore. The corruption does.
Sure.
Is basically what you're able to gather from that. As far as the blights go, I believe Adarag is the foremost knowledge of these things at this point. Due to what he's gathered, that being... actually, I'll give you a little bit more on this. That might help piece together some stuff. So, tree folk... Tree folk were a thing. They basically almost went extinct at one point. Just realized this tree is sitting on top of this house and it's annoying me. I'll have to fix that later. But tree folk used to be a thing back in the world of like the Fae and ancient times, right? Before humanity and all these common races took over. Tree folk were a more populous race. However, they basically went extinct. However, during an eclipse, something happened and tree folk came back into the world. Or came back into being. However, it was also during this eclipse, or maybe sometime following that eclipse, that one of these tree folk basically turned itself into a blight. And roll a folklore check for me. See if you can connect things.
Go.
Sweet. Okay, 12 out of 51. Adarag, did you hear the story of the mother? Because I don't think Gnimwirt did.
I heard it through Grunkle last night.
So basically the story of the mother, which you'll get from your kind of research here, is along the lines of a mother was taken and like ripped away from her family and basically grew so resentful and like was so scorned by this, like so mad, that she ripped herself away. Like she was taken away. Basically, your connecting dot. She was turned into a tree folk. So when these tree folk came into being, it seemed like it was people that were turned into tree folk to kind of bring this race back. However, this one being was so pissed. This mother was so pissed about being taken away that she somehow got her hands on corruption, turned herself into a blight through this corruption, and now leads an army of blights. This being is connected to the same folklore of Mother Nature. I think that's about what you get. The leader of the Blight armies could possibly be the same being referred to as Mother Nature. Could be the same being. Could be the same person connected to the mother being a mom who was taken away from her family and wants vengeance.
Okay.
Does all that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. I think that basically covers your guys' 2 weeks and what you guys have gotten up to.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be now, but the other thing that I was focused on with that research was like concept of corruption in general, and
That's true.
the source coming from the mountain.
Yeah.
So if you want to think about that and get that in a week, then that's fine. But
To be honest, there isn't much you can get here.
okay,
I mean, the corruption that's come from the mountain is up there, and no one's been able to get up there, so no one really knows much.
okay,
The only difference, I think, would be is Valerie's hands you the only thing I think she has, which is just a parchment of paper, and written on it is a quote from, I think, Torvekic. And it basically is just a recounting of something Torvekic said, and basically says, in Bjorn's cave, when I was frozen stiff in Bjorn's cave, I saw a mural on the wall of a mountain, a giant man, another man bowing down to him, and the world going dark. That's the only thing you can really tell about the top of the mountain, possible source of corruption.
okay.
I believe Adarag came across a drawing like that, didn't he? No. Was it Adarag?
That sounds vaguely familiar.
Someone else found a drawing of this, a child's drawing of this.
Okay.
I think it might have been one of the drawings on the table that Gnimwirt passed over and Grunkle scooped up later.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. But yeah, that's what you're able to get for that. So, before we head into the next section, we are at top of the hour. We're going to go ahead and jump into a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back right around 10 minutes, yeah? Or not 10 minutes from now, but around the 10-minute mark. You guys, 10 minutes after the top of the hour. You guys get what I'm saying. We'll be back in a minute. Okay, so just quick note, what I went over with Adarag is basically he would be allowed to get either Charm, I think it was Charm, Guile, or Leadership to be trained during his time working with Cyrus. But he would have to use all 200 points to get it, because per the game's rules and mechanics, if he's getting a skill outside of his profession that obviously his character has worked towards, they can buy it. It just costs double the amount, so it'd be 200 experience points. So we're at the point now. We've crossed our 2-week threshold. I want to know what is Adarag and Gnimwirt spent their experience points on?
Yeah, so Adarag's going to spend his points on leadership.
Okay. You can go ahead. Let's see what happens. If you I think what I need to do is I need to edit your character sheet.
Okay.
I'm personally editing your character sheet. Hang on. Don't know how to, like, per your character sheet, how to make it to where you...
Can't
Oh,
actually.
unique advances. There it is. Okay. I found it. Yeah, skills. It was, leadership, you said?
Yes.
Yeah. And I... No. Wait. I think I have to manually write this in, so let's go leadership. Gotta be a way I should be able to do this. Bear with me.
Oh, good.
Sex.
I think I found it.
Found what?
If so, under your profession, there's like 4 columns. There's an add button, and then like next to engineer for me, there's a pencil to edit.
Right.
And
If you
add...
look down below that, all the way down at the bottom of that section, it says unique advances. See that? Under there's like on like profession, traits, drawbacks, talents,
yeah,
and unique advances. So it counts
but
as
I
a
can
unique
actually
advance.
add like a... I see. I could add like a skill rank though.
Right, but then it would only cost 100, but it's supposed to be a unique advance that costs 200. Type, fellowship, word skill point cost would be 200%. Associated focus skill, it doesn't matter. Okay, so if I do that, fellowship costs 200. Okay, so I added leadership. Does that count towards your character sheet? I have to like... Okay, I'm gonna figure this out.
Okay.
At some point, either right now or later. Basically, if you go to role leadership, I'll fix it.
Okay.
Oh, that's supposed to work. Kind of frustrating, but I'll figure it out. Alright. So you're getting leadership. What is Gnimwirt getting?
Okay. So I think one of my points will be survival from my training.
Okay. Which
with
is
Wilhelm.
part of your character profession anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
So I just clicked that and I think it worked.
Yep.
And then I was gonna ask the intelligence bonus, IB. What does that actually do? Because you read the fellowship one.
Yeah. I'm on the page. Let's see. Intelligence. Your intelligence bonus directly affects the number of magic spells that can be learned and number of focuses acquired. We haven't gotten any of the focuses. But I would, in this case for you, I wouldn't do magic spells specifically. I would do alchemical things your personal project would be able to do. Because obviously Gnimwirt wouldn't be using magic, right?
No.
Man of science.
So you're saying like it would be in like another action that my personal project could accomplish.
Right. So as it stands right now, damn, you have an intelligence bonus of 7. So your personal project would be able to have 7 specific like qualities, traits, things it could do. This would boost it to 8.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm between that and coordination as also a part of the survival training with Wilhelm, if you'd allow that.
Wish this was a lot easier to do. Actually, it is.
It is a part of my engineering profession.
Right, yeah. No, that's fine. I was just pulling it up to see exactly what it did. Coordination. Yeah, absolutely. Some of the examples are catch a small object in your hands as it falls, walk across wet tree log over river, avoid flames. Yeah, absolutely. I would allow that.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. So I'll do survival and coordination.
Survival and coordination.
Hopefully, I can fall into the ocean a little less.
That would help. Yeah. I was laughing the other day, man. We weren't even playing. I don't even think I was doing during King's Crossing. I was just doing something, and I just remembered the time of your guys' fishing trip recently. I was just laughing. Oh, good times.
Good times. Good times.
Okay. Cool. So,
Cool.
get into. Okay. So let's get into what you guys want to do. So you guys have gotten through about 2 weeks of kind of downtime with the town. What are you guys wanting to get up to? What is your quest that you're getting off to? Where does Adarag and Gnimwirt go?
So after the 2 weeks, has Cyrus left? Is that
No, Cyrus is at the Antiquarian.
just still hanging out there? Okay. Then at the end of the 2 weeks, I'd imagine at some point in time, well, if Adarag was around helping out around town, would he have smelled anything or coming from like Hobbs Lodge area, like after we had already buried the dead and stuff? Like, is there any indication that
bodies.
you would have?
Oh,
like,
I was like
yeah,
people
dead bodies.
cooking? Like, what are you talking? I mean, I don't think yeah, it smells absolutely putrid in there. If I remember right, downstairs is basically flooded with, you know, people stop being sick thanks to the wards, but basically need to stay within the wards or, you know, corruption, sickness is taking everyone. Speaking of which, recently found out Wilfer's completely immune to it, so that's fun. But both of you guys don't need to roll a resolve check because according to your 2 weeks plans, you guys have been staying within the ward protection. So you guys haven't gotten any sicker. But yeah, you do know that people don't really go down below, mainly just because it's flooded with swamp, muck, gunk, bile, shit, just everything that people were down there sick for like a week, spewing their guts. Queefs, yep. Lots of queefs.
Yeah. So I guess unless if Gnimwirt has stuff to do, Adarag is going to kind of start trying to clean up the downstairs area of Hobbs Lodge.
Okay. So you're moving downstairs to start cleaning up. We are in game now. What is Gnimwirt doing?
Unless someone convinces me otherwise, I think Gnimwirt's pretty focused on prepare to get to the mountain, deal with the source. So, he's probably like, I don't know, building equipment to help with that. Maybe like ways to stay warm in a cold environment. Like anything he's learned from the survival training, I'm starting to like design and build equipment for that. You know, we've got our mud boots to get across the swamp. We've got our suit to like blend into the forest swamp area. Maybe I'm making a new suit to blend into like a mountainous environment. You know, preparing for like high elevation stuff, cold, probably really cold stuff.
I will say you could, obviously, depending on your tradecraft role, you'd absolutely be able to, you know, to get those materials to build a suit that would be blend in with the terrain up there, you would need to get materials from up there.
Sure.
So it would be worth a trip up there to get the materials to make that kind of stuff.
We'll probably do it when we go up then, but be as prepared as I can be, type of thing.
Okay. It's always funny. Adarag's pulling a grunkle on me. before a game. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Get in game. I'm gonna do this.
Wait, what did I say that I was going to do?
I had a whole thing prepared of what you were gonna do. Out the window.
Wait.
Okay, so are you heading downstairs in Hobbs Lodge with like a bucket, trying to start cleaning it up or something?
Oh wait, no. I said I was going to go train with the.
No, there's something else.
There was something else.
Yep.
What was I going
Do you head downstairs with a bucket, or how are you wanting to clean that area out?
I should have written that down. Yeah. So I'm going to probably start with a. Probably trying to gather up whoever's kind of around town to help with the effort. Trying to convince them to like help clean up Hobbs Lodge as like the main point of like as trying to bring back some semblance of a town center sort of thing. And then yeah, probably take a bucket or so, a bucket or two to try to first drain the water from the basement.
Okay. Inside Hobbs Lodge, you see one watchman will join you. Probably one of the only remaining watchmen. He introduces himself as Tony. Okay, we'll get to you, Gnimwirt, don't worry. Tony will help you. A lot of people are either sick, mourning, not around. But Tony will help you. Alexios will volunteer to help you until you guys get to the point that you start going downstairs, and he goes, "Oh my god." You know, Adarag, best of luck. Really, just you guys got you're doing great, bud. You're really just killing it. And he heads off. Tony will grin and bear and help you out.
We'll play some liar's dice later.
Yeah, some liar's dice. Yes, absolutely. As you and Tony head down below, it's basically either the people that have died down there are underneath the muck and gunk and just kind of a part of it. Roll an awareness check for me. Do you have any light sources out?
Let's see.
Your bucket in one hand.
Bucket in one hand. Yeah, no, I don't think I had a light source out.
Okay. There was no moonlit moss left down there. So, give me an awareness check at challenging difficulty.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Okay. You go down and immediately look over to where Liliana's bed was. And you see sat on the bed, holding the door, the secret door that Gnimwirt had found once upon a time, holding it, and you see is just pressing its weight up against this is the deceased body of Griff.
Oh, no.
Died holding this door.
Oh, hold the door.
With your roll, I'll assume you go over and kind of investigate.
Yeah, I'm going over to my friend.
You see the big old meaty body tattooed. Just the body of Griff has passed.
Oh.
Griff has fallen. You see limbs, blue limbs, kind of outside the door. Looks like they were like reaching around the door and were cut off. Laying next to Griff, and you see on Griff's chest a familiar hand-carved, handmade metal medallion.
Oh, is it in the shape of a flower?
It is.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
It
gonna look
seems
around.
Dibs was down here with him.
Yeah. And I don't see any traces of Dibs other than the necklace.
You don't. You see that the necklace seemed to have been left as like a in-memory kind of thing.
Raph, do you understand that reference? The hold the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, my girlfriend hasn't seen that, so we might watch through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm. This is going to make Adarag pretty distraught. Adarag is going to. This is going to be a hard hit for Adarag. He's going to take quite a while to just kind of mourn the loss of one of his best friends.
Absolutely.
If you can call it that.
Tony will just kind of pat you on the shoulder and kind of do a nod to Griff, and then go about getting to work. He'll let you, sit. Let's go to Gnimwirt while Adarag takes a moment. Can't believe, man, Griff. The other party never found him. No one found him. No one went down to help. Dibs went down to help.
Dibs was real, man.
Yeah, tell me about it. I've spent like the last week sitting here mourning characters, and I was just like, Granny Evelyn, Griff, no, all these people, man. Gnimwirt, you thought of something else you wanted to be working on?
Yeah, I think another thing that I'd be preparing for our mountain journey is some sort of like, I'd make as many as I can, but just like sound grenades that I could like activate and throw to distract things if I need to escape or we need to escape from something.
Adarag, did that remind you of what you told me you were going to be working on?
Grenades for the dragon. Oh, and I was going to start investigating what... It was something about Atlas and the last words and trying to...
Said you were going to go try and talk to Atlas and convince it. Yeah, you guys were going to track down Atlas. And then you didn't do any of that, and I was like, all right. Yeah, there was two main
down
things.
Atlas, like go talk to the dragon.
Someone spoke to Atlas's brother recently, and Atlas's brother told him, give him his last words to Atlas.
I see.
So there's two things that I had for you guys. I won't give them away because you guys work on what you want to work on, but there was two main plot points that I thought you guys would go down.
And we didn't choose either.
Neither, yeah.
I was going to say, like, I was thinking that was going to be, like, more of a, like, long-term, like, go and find Atlas sort of thing.
We're in the game proper now, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys get to it later, yeah. The two main plot points that I had for you guys, we'll go with whatever you guys go with and work on stuff, but, Elder Arlain and Atlas were the two that I had that you guys, unresolved, I guess.
Yeah. I think in Gnimwirt's mind, like, so far it feels like we've been on, like, goose chases of, like, oh, here's a problem, fix this problem, and I feel like he's starting to get to the point of, like, we gotta stop this, we need to go to where the source is to figure it out. And so maybe there's going to be a whole bunch of prep to do that, but I think that's kind of where he's coming from as a character.
True. Adis, you've been to the Under the Tables. What do you guys know about the source of the corruption?
So we know that the source of the corruption is at the top of the mountain. We had Wilfer who blinked in and got pretty messed up at the top of the mountain. He blinked into the top of the mountain and had somebody say, like, why are you here? And which we think is maybe Elder Arlain?
Yeah, he was like, he figured out that it was Elder Arlain kicking to him up there on top of the mountain.
Yeah, I didn't know that, and I was thinking the Elder's probably there. So I think I had already connected those dots.
You had connected the dots, yeah. Wilfer got teleported there on accident. And Elder Arlain was like, what the fuck are you doing here? And started beating the shit out of him. It was the whole thing. And then, yeah. But yes, corruption on top of the mountain, Elder Arlain is connected to it at some point, somehow.
Yep.
Anyways, okay. Into the game. Noise sound grenades. Okay. Tell me, how are you going about wanting to craft some of these?
Um, I think what I would do, it'd be simple. Like the shell of it doesn't need to be like that sturdy or anything. Like they'd be relatively small, and I think what I would do is use like the idea of like a spring mechanism. Like there's potential energy in it that won't go off until I throw it and it hits something, and when it breaks open, it releases that energy, and as it's unwinding or whatever, it would just let out these chimes or noise. You know, it doesn't
Okay.
have to be like crazy loud, but just like a constant noise for a couple minutes to distract.
I'm gonna have you do this. I need you to roll your tradecraft skill. You craft these, and I'm gonna see. Not so much can you craft them, because I feel like you'll be able to. It's more of how many are you able to make.
Okay.
I will roll a die to see how many you make, but the die is determinant on how well your tradecraft goes. Critical success. Okay, then you will get my die. Is a critical success, right?
Yep.
Jesus, 3, 3, and 3. So you get 9 of these sound grenades that you're able to make.
Okay.
I literally got it. I rolled a D4, a D6, and a D8, and you got a 3 on each.
Nice.
Yes, you get 9 of these sound grenades. That I'll say, even with your critical success, basically you have a bandolier with like 9 grenades attached to it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably, once we know who's going to go on this journey, I'll distribute them and educate people on them. But for now, I'll hold on to them.
Neat. Or you just put them into like a, super rocket launcher thing. You just launch them.
I just throw them around town to prank people.
Put them under someone's bed, like set a timer. God, such a no.
Gnimwirt just becomes like the blight of the town.
Yeah, he's like, there isn't enough going on around town. Everyone's sad. I'm gonna.
And the Lost Sons camp just.
Yeah, yeah, they'll love that. Bomb goes off, they just start shooting everything. Okay, Gnimwirt's working on that project. Gnimwirt, you're probably at your little workshop, huh?
Yeah, probably.
More than likely. All right, sweet.
And I'm just gonna say, as a blanket, when I design things like this now, I'm like, I've talked to Valeris and have an agreement to kind of trademark my designs, but document them in the antiquarian. So when I'm done with a design, I'm gonna go put the design in the antiquarian.
What I will say, and I kind of need to retcon, for you to get the information you got from the antiquarian, you had to give something. So we'll say that you traded those schematics.
Okay.
You get, because that's how the antiquarian works. You have to give to take.
Sure. And yeah, I'm kind of like starting to do that more and more, like give my designs to them for information.
Yep, so that works. Okay. Let's jump back over to Adarag. Gnimwirt is outside of Hobbs Lodge. Adarag is underneath Hobbs Lodge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna roll to see how well Watchman Tony. Actually, Watchman Tony has a character sheet, doesn't he? He does. He's a real person.
Real boy.
Yep. Oh.
Oh. Sorry, Tony.
Sorry, Tony. Okay. Tony is like, you're like sitting there moaning. Griff is dead. Huh? You're sitting there mourning, Griff. Sorry to make light of that situation, Griff. That's terrible. And Watchman Tony is behind you, like trying to bucket out the stuff, and just keeps like slipping and falling. He's like, son of a. It's not a very peaceful morning.
Yeah, hearing this frustration happening behind me, I turn around and, in a moment of like, what would have Griff done, sort of thing, I'm gonna go over and try to help, like, show him how to do it, to make it easier on him. sort of thing.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an athletics check for me. Let's see how you do.
Athletics.
Yeah. I'll haul this mud out, or this gunk out. Hey! You show them how it's done. Gnimwirt, while you're over there working on, putting together kind of the startering, or actually probably during this time you're building like your sound grenades, putting them all together, hooking them on your belt. You just see buckets of gunk being thrown out, probably off to the side. They know your workshop's off to that side, so they're probably throwing them off to this side of Hobbs Lodge.
Thanks.
Yep. I would keep away from the work area.
Yeah, they know this is the main walking area. That area is being used by someone, so we'll throw it over here.
Yep.
But you see, like Adarag and one of the watchmen tossing buckets of gunk out.
Yeah, if you catch glimpses of Adarag, his eyes are like red and puffy, and you can see he's still probably has tears going down.
I can't believe Griff's dead. That's so sad.
Oh man. You got me crying over here.
Yeah. To be fair, Adarag knows this, but you don't really kind of.
Yep.
He helped save Hobbs Lodge.
Yep.
I think you could piece that together from the scene that he was found at.
Yeah, the whole thing. You guys don't know everything that I know. There's a lot that went into. Yeah. Poor Griff.
Yeah. Poor Griff.
Carry on.
Yeah. But I guess, as we get closer to, like, getting things cleaned up down there, I'm going to start, like, transitioning towards, like, getting Griff's, like, funeral prepared. Sort of thing. Like, starting to gather, like, I can't lift Griff, so I'm going to, like, go and get some people to help get Griff out from the basement and try to move him over to kind of the cemetery area and get started on that.
Okay. There's a sled out back with a body on it.
There is a sled out back with a body on it. Well, did we use that sled for getting the lumber last time?
Oh yeah, you guys did, didn't you? Yeah, that body was just shoved off to the side, if I remember right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's a sled.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just outside his little workshop area.
Yeah, but I still probably can't lift him up the stairs.
Trying to think who would. Miners Guild?
Yeah, probably Miners Guild. I'm probably gonna make my way over there.
Who can lift Griff?
Frankie and Hopkins. Maybe.
They got that fat strength.
They got that fat. They got that fat fisherman strength.
Like that farmer boy strength.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the farmer boy.
Yeah. Okay. So who do you go to?
I think I would go. I think Adarag would go to. Yeah, probably Frankie and Hopkins. I think he might have a bit more of a connection with them so far. I mean, no. I think he would go to the Miners Guild, because the Miners Guild, he helped them with like gave them the idea for the pyre for Captain Carver, and he'd probably go to them to see like if they would assist him.
Mr. Carver, he's not Captain.
Mr. Carver.
Yeah.
All right, not Captain.
Promoted him.
Mr. Carver. Yeah, probably just going to them then. Sorry.
I will say. Let me ask this before we get into it. What is Gnimwirt doing during all this time?
The grenades are done.
Yeah, I feel like by the time he scoped out the muck and everything during this whole time, because he was, you were doing that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying
Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna go around to the light posts and inspect them, make sure they're in good order, and I'm also going to any moss that was left over, like from the battlefield that was used with those arrows, or stuff that wasn't put in a light post, I'm gonna recollect that moss.
Okay. There is one pile of moss like one handful of moss, one use of moss that was left on the table inside Hobbs Lodge that wasn't yet used before things went to shit. And there is, according to my dice rolls, one lantern that was damaged in the fight. We'll say it was this one. Actually, it was this one. This one was slammed into by a watchman that was thrown by a dragon.
Okay.
Real thing that happened.
Okay, so I'll spend some time kind of repairing that, and then collecting that extra bit of moss from Hobbs Lodge.
Yeah. While you're working on that, you see at first, like, Frankie and Hopkins and Adarag pass you heading up into Hobbs Lodge. And then you see people such as Bjorn, such as Alexios, some of the Miners Guild, and just a whole bunch of people from town kind of walking past you, heading up into Hobbs Lodge. And Adarag, is you and Frankie and Hopkins... No. You and the Miners Guild is who you went after, wasn't it?
Yes, I went up to the Miners Guild.
So it was him and the Miners Guild, retcon what I said. Him and the Miners Guild walked up there. But then you see people like Frankie and Hopkins and the townsfolk going up as well. And as you and... it would have been you and Harlem and start hauling his body and pulling it. Another big old meaty paw reaches over, and you see Kent ended up coming and joining you and is pulling Griff. And as you guys get into the ladder, you start lifting him, and you see Bjorn and Frankie and Hopkins up above pulling him up out of the hatch. And once you guys get up top, you see just they're lifting his body and passing it, and a whole bunch of the townsfolk are all passing Griff, kind of helping to move his body out. And you're taking it to the graveyard?
Yeah.
You see that the townsfolk has kind of rallied around Griff being, you know, the keeper of Hobbs Lodge, where they all were able to go and get their drinks and warm food and everything. And now Liliana's missing. Griff is dead. You know, times are tough, but the people seem to be rallying around and helping you haul this body out to the graveyard, so you don't even have to roll. You guys are able to get the body out to the graveyard. Gnimwirt, you see a whole progression of people. I mean, there's got to be like maybe 20 to 50 people all walking, and you see they're hauling the dead body of Griff. Very noticeable, massive man.
Okay. I think in seeing this, as I'm repairing... Let's see, where am I?
He throws a grenade.
I don't know. Let's see, where I am. Oh, here I am. So I'm repairing this lamppost.
Yep.
I think as I see this happening, instead of repairing it, I decided to take this one down and just hold on to the light source with the moss. And I'm going to go place it on Griff's grave with the rest of the town.
Nice.
In remembrance.
Nice. Let me ask Adarag, what did you do with the medallion?
I'm going to probably put it away. I'm gonna like take it off.
Dips.
I'm gonna take it off of Griff.
It was just sat on like his chest, so it would have just fallen into the mud if you guys just
okay.
hauled him.
Yeah, then I would pick it up and put it in my effects for now, and then once we get out to the graveside, I would. It's a flower, right? So does it have a stem?
It's mainly it's on a little chain, and it's mainly just like the rosebud kind of thing.
Oh, okay, rosebud sort of thing. Yeah. In that case, yeah, I'm just going to then leave that next to the moss on the gravesite.
Okay.
I'll instead of me placing the moss thing, I'll kind of put my arm around Adarag and hand it to him, and then just kind of nod to him like, this is yours to do.
Yeah, Adarag's fully bawling at this point.
Yeah, you were technically, I mean, even just canonically, you were the closest to Griff. You had the longest standing relationship with him.
Yeah.
Oh, sad. Well, not to take away from Griff's funeral, but Time passes and people start to, kind of head off, going back to what they were doing.
I imagine, in addition to Griff, we're also kind of, like Adarag already worked on helping bury people and stuff, so...
Yeah, probably Tough Nuts, or Gnimwirt, when you get out there and you're looking at the kind of grave where they're putting him in, they nail a board in and, put a sign up. They'll probably get him a nicer, gravestone when they can, but right now it's just like basically a stick with a sign that says, Griff. That's all they can do for now. Mm-hmm. But then you see other freshly dug graves, and you see Kyler's name, you see Evelyn, who else? I just closed my notes for some reason.
Carver.
Bernard. Sydney Raddick.
They wouldn't have had the Lost Sons. They
Okay,
took
Mr.
theirs.
Carver.
But yeah, they would have had Mr. Carver, Kyler, Griff, and Evelyn.
Yeah, okay.
Huh.
I'll try to...
I just saw a note I had about Granny Evelyn. I don't...
Oh no.
Yeah, there was a... I forgot all about that. There's a huge secret behind Granny Evelyn that I don't know that we'll ever find out. Interesting. I might have to share that during an under the table or something. I don't know. But,
yeah.
Anyways, so you guys head out from the graveyard, or do you stick around?
Yeah. I mean, probably Adarag's going to be probably one of the last to leave, but after that, he's probably going to leave with Gnimwirt at that point.
Probably Gnimwirt's finally just like tired of standing out in the rain and kind of was like, all right, it's time, buddy.
All right, come on, buddy.
Yeah, I think I am like trying to encourage him, and I think as we're walking away, I try to like, hey, Adarag, like, I know this has been rough, but we've got some stuff coming up. We're gonna have to deal with this corruption and probably go to the mountain at some point.
Aye.
And then I say, during the battle, I heard a explosion. One that I don't think anyone else would recognize except me. And I kind of give him a nudge.
Aye. It came in handy.
Why don't we take a look at that and see if there's anything we can do to, I don't know, improve on it?
Well, it's your design, sir. Sure you'd be able to make it better. If anybody would.
Okay. Yeah, and I walk with him over to the workshop. I'm just trying to kind of get his mind off of Griff and, I don't know, see if I can improve his weapon at all for times ahead.
While Gnimwirt starts tinkering on your weapon, what is Adarag doing? Thinking?
Well, Adarag now, he feels like with like the funeral of Griff, I think he's starting to come to like, all right, I think this is where we've set the town is going to be as mourned as it's going to be. It's time to move on from here. I've been given a couple of things that I need to go and track down. One of which is the last words of Atlas's brother. The other being the Lost Sons bargain that I've made, wanting to follow up on that, and then still trying to figure out the Elder Arlain's house mystery dung pile box door. So he's going to start thinking like, all right, conclusion on that on the morning. We've done that enough for these past few weeks. We need to move on.
So thinking on those things, the last time Atlas would have been spotted actually would have been by Gnimwirt. Gnimwirt, when you were hunkered down in this ruined house, kind of hiding from things, you saw the shadows going about. You saw, and you remember, you saw when you were over here, you blew a bunch of fire at a bunch of blights that were all running this way.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
So then you came down here and you were setting fire, and then you came back up and you were hiding, and you saw the shadow of Atlas, very noticeable shadow, in the fog, headed down this street.
Okay.
That was the last time Atlas was spotted that you guys are aware of. The deal with the deal with the Lost Sons, you've checked in on that. Basically, Gnimwirt's started working on it. He seems to be around 70% done.
Just to be clear, Raph,
build.
he was headed to the west on this street?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And then the deal with the Elder Arlains, you remember that there was a sealed door of fine construction with no handle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, so one of the things that Adarag would probably be doing while Gnimwirt is tinkering on the gun, he would probably be telling him about what happened to him. He'd probably be telling him about what happened while he kind of dipped off during the battle, catching him up on going up to the north gate, seeing the vine blight, going to the then going into the
I think you're the only person who saw a vine blight during that whole fight.
Yeah. And come live to tell the tale.
Yep. You can get attacked by it.
And then he's going to explain like the situation with Atlas's brother, that Atlas's brother's ghost that he saw, and then kind of go back into like he heard something going on down south and tried to follow it that way and ended up going over to the east when he saw that some of the lights were burned going towards in the direction he was traveling. But yeah, and he would also ask about any ideas on a solution for the door yet. If there was anything that he could have seen or anything that he would have picked up that might possibly solve the issue.
Something I picked up. What am I missing?
I was like, you chose your words very carefully, I could tell. It's not like, hey, have you thought of anything that you could build? It was like, no, did you pick up anything?
Uh-huh.
That's funny.
I'm clearly not understanding something. Is this an under the table thing, or am I just being stupid?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
I see the problem. He didn't write it. He didn't write it down in his inventory.
Yeah. Oh, he didn't.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Which usually in our games means he took it and dropped it.
Mm-hmm. Picked it up, put it down on the table again.
Yeah, left it on the table, set it down for a second, forgot where he set it down.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Duff's just pissed.
I have no idea. Well, I know that we did design a system prior to our boat adventure.
This is after all that, yeah.
To get into the trapdoor, and all that stuff is still at the dock.
I remember right, you were handed something.
This was in
episode 30.
I take it Adarag's character, or the character Adarag doesn't know.
The character Adarag wouldn't know this.
Yep.
I see.
But
Gnimwirt was handed it.
yeah, Gnimwirt was handed it. And even if it would... Actually, yeah, no. Gnimwirt was handed it.
Was it the potion to make me invisible?
No, it was.
Which I don't think you've used. You still have that.
Yeah,
I do still have that. I don't think that's in my inventory either. Or no, that's the vial of Serpent's Breath.
Yep, that's the vial of Serpent's Breath.
Okay.
So it happened before you even went down to confront what we all thought was Liliana.
Was it that long ago?
It was that long ago.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, because he got there and was talking with them.
No way it was that long ago. I thought it was, like, recent.
No, it was back with Granny Evelyn and Isabella before he went downstairs. He was looking around in the upstairs area.
It wasn't a picture, was it? Isabella's pictures?
Oh.
Okay, there.
Yep, it is in your notes. I just found it. It's in episode 30. This is episode 34, so episode 32, Behind Enemy Lines. You were given something.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
that recent?
that's
Yeah,
later.
It was,
okay.
It was really recent. It was your guys' last episode.
Oh, I thought it was. Okay, never mind.
So last time, okay. She gives us good torches.
We're going to go on a quick 5-minute break. Allow them to regroup and figure out what they want to do. And we'll see you guys in just a minute. Hi, welcome back. During the break, what did we learn?
I have a...
Gnimwirt doesn't believe in magic.
Yeah, in my inventory, there's a magic doorknob note.
There's a drawing of a doorknob.
Adarag believes it to be it.
Yeah, Adarag. Yes, you've mentioned it to Adarag, and Adarag's like, it's magic!
I wrote it as magic doorknob note, so...
Oh, you did?
That's how it stays.
Yeah, that was funny. He's like, I don't know what I'm missing.
Yeah, and Gnimwirt is like, yeah, I could draw a doorknob. Like, that doesn't help us.
I'm trying to think if you guys have encountered any other situation. I guess Adislin's ashen mug.
And there was one time where Gnimwirt prayed.
That's right, yeah, Gnimwirt prayed. What did you pray for? What was the prayer?
It was...
Prayed.
I think it was in my adventure to get the moss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I'd have to look again. There was that. Yeah, there was the only other thing I could think of. God, I can't remember it now. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, back in the game. What are we working on? What are we doing? Gnimwirt is working on tinkering with your weapon. That's going to take a bit. What exactly are you trying to do with this firearm?
Maybe, like, I don't know, either...
He just showing him how to clean it so you can use it again, or...
Well, yeah, like... well, he kind of did that, right? So I can inspect his work and see how he did.
He learned how to reload it. I remember he learned how to do that kind of on the fly.
Yeah. I might be, like... putting, like, little iron sights on the top to just try and, like, help him be more accurate with it.
Make it easier
Easier to aim.
Yeah, that's actually, yeah, that's a cool idea. Okay, I'll be alright with that. Now, Adarag, you had broached the topic of basically... I remember it was, hey, did you pick up anything that might help us get through that door?
Yeah.
that was the topic.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you might have picked anything up?
The only... I mean, I already had a design to open that door, which is down by the dock, but the only other thing that comes to mind is this drawing that Isabella handed me. It's got a doorknob on it. So I don't know how that would help. Sorry?
Is there anything on the backside of that sheet?
I flip it over.
The only thing you see on the back is a square with an X in the middle.
Well, X marks the spot, and is that could be a door, maybe? A hatch of some sort? Possibly the one up by Elder Arlain's?
I mean, we can go inspect it again, but this time maybe let's bring a shovel. Instead of your face.
That's a very good point. All right.
I'll try to finish tinkering with his thing, and then we can go together.
Absolutely. Give me a tradecraft roll for this. And Adarag, did Grunkle share with you during any of these under the tables anything about his sword?
He mentioned that it had the spirit of this guy that he defeated, the Unbreakable, and he had to charge that spirit to be able to use its power, sort of thing. Is I think what I got out of that. But it was ultimately previously the previous owner was this large blue man's sword.
And did he didn't, I'm trying to remember if he told you anything about Elder Arlain's house. I know he told you he ate a doorknob, but
yeah, he ate the doorknob. But he also mentioned that he cleared the area and tried to swing at the door with the claymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grunkle swung at the trapdoor, like at Elder Arlain's house,
He tried the brute approach by hitting it.
and it didn't work.
Didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why you're thinking magic, maybe.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because Grunkle noticed something else about it, but I don't think he shared it with you.
Ah.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to figure out exactly what he had shared with you, because he did notice something else about the door, but I don't think he shared it.
Yeah, he just noticed that.
Grunkle's not very good about remembering and sharing information.
You forgot to tell me that Atlas is his father.
Oh my god, yeah, that was the whole thing, yeah. You guys shared that with him, and he goes, "Oh my god, I learned that like 20 episodes ago. I forgot." Good times.
Wait, Atlas is Grunkle's father?
no.
No. Dibs.
Dibs' his father. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dibs is
Yeah.
That's just like, wait.
What am I supposed to know?
No. Okay, so you guys are heading to Elder Arlain's house?
Yes.
Alright, what are we doing at Elder Arlain's house? You guys head up the
With
path,
the
up the
shovel.
road, with the shovel.
With a shovel. Detail.
You guys go up the hill, you see the gate. The gate's still open. The house lays in front of you.
I'm gonna go over to the side manure pile where the manure pile used to be.
Yep, you see the manure pile has been aggressively shoved off to the side.
Well, sir, one way to find out if our theories are correct. Would you
I'm
like
kind
to,
of in a. I'm going along with what Adarag's saying because I'm trying to help him just stay distracted and feel better.
You're like, sure,
Like-
buddy.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm kind of like bah humbug with this magic crap.
Well, the one thing left to do. May I see the paper, sir?
There you go. I
You
just
take-
kind of stand back like there's no way this is gonna work.
I take the piece of paper and, without really any other like things to do with it, lay it down with the doorknob facing upwards. Onto. Do I see anything on the door that would look like a place to place a piece of paper?
Not at all.
Okay.
Door.
Then I just pick a spot, probably like where approximately where if I see a seam line in like the door where I would approximate like the door handle to go. And I'm going to, if nothing is happening yet, I'm going to then reach and like try to like grab the doorknob on the page.
Without giving anything away, can you tell me where are you placing this?
On the trap door.
Yeah, where?
Where?
Mhm.
Did we discuss last time whether there was like a seam running down the middle, or if it was just like a flat top and there seemed to be like it seemed to be like something that would latch upwards?
The way it looks is it's two basic doors together, but it's completely like flush. You couldn't even like look through.
Gotcha. Okay, then I'm going to place it on, I guess, what would be like if I'm facing it, the right-hand door, and placing it kind of at the center of that.
Okay.
maybe trying to feel around a little bit to see if it like locks into place somewhere. Because I know that we did say that there was like a sturdy construction almost, so maybe trying to like see if there's like a magnetic sort of thing to it almost.
Yeah. Feeling around, you get nothing.
Okay.
Doesn't lock in. You can't grab anything.
I pull out my magnet. You looking for this?
Then just place it to the right side of the seam line and try to turn the knob.
Yeah, you put it down and moving around. Not getting anything.
Okay. Gonna pick it up, put it on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
Try it again.
Yeah. No grip.
No grip.
No grab.
I'm gonna look for anything with an X on it.
There was an X on the back side of the paper.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You look at that, or what are you looking at?
Yeah, so I'm going to turn the paper over and look at the thing and see where that X is on the square.
Yeah, so basically you've got a square. Pretend I can make a square with my hands. And I don't know why I can't make a square. There you go. I don't know why I can't make a square. You got the square, and basically right in the middle, right at your feet, right at the base of it, you see the X.
Okay. I'm going to try to do that. So kind of lining it up with how the orientation is there and kind of placing it towards the bottom, towards my feet area.
Yeah. You move the paper around, and you're just sliding it around. You kind of put it in that general area, and this doorknob is basically like one of those knocker knobs. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
So you just kind of grab it, and as you grab it, the paper wraps around a handle. There's something solid in your hands under the paper.
Sir, I think I found it.
I run over. What is it?
It's in my hand.
You see him holding the paper in his hand.
I was like, yeah, I know. You've got the paper.
No.
I found the paper.
No, sir. I have. There's a handle in my hand. I'm gonna try to lift up on it.
Yeah. You lift, and basically this door with the sealed line in between means nothing. It lifts up from the bottom, from where you're pulling it up, and lifts up, and you see a staircase leading down into the dark.
I got it, sir.
A damp, dark smell kind of just comes out like a cellar.
When I shout, "I got it, sir," do I hear any echo from down there?
Yes. As you call out, I got it! I got it! I got it! I got it!
Well, sir, what do you think we do now?
Well, I'm gonna peek my head down the hole, and I'll pull out my moss to illuminate the hole.
I don't think you have any left.
I grabbed some off the table in Hobbs Lodge.
Yeah, didn't you put that on Griff's?
No, the one I put on Griff's was the one from the lamppost.
From the lamppost. Okay, so you still have one on you. Yep.
Yeah, so I still have a bunch of moss. Like a bunch.
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a whole lot.
I was like, no, you don't. Oh, yeah, you do.
But yeah, I kind of hold it down, and I'm looking to see if this looks similar to the underground ruins that I found under Hobbs Lodge.
Different, but similar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like a standard basement of a house.
No. Looks like it leads down into ruins of old Arwin's Rest. Quote unquote.
Okay. Adarag, are we prepared for this? Last time I was down here, there were dangerous creatures that appeared to be trying to get out when Griff was holding the door. Are we ready to venture down here?
Well,
At least now we know a way in.
well, what would
Which is
you have us do
dumb.
to prepare, sir? I don't believe there's much else.
What's our goal in going down? I guess to learn more about Elder Arlain and his disappearance. His
Well, that-
connection to the corruption.
That too, but also we were originally going to see if this would be suitable for a place for the townsfolk to stay in case of the next attack, if it comes. Pray it not be soon.
Okay, well, I suppose let's give it a go. And I hand him back his flintlock with the upgraded sights.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
And then
Hope we
I'll...
don't need it.
Yeah, I hope so too. And I step down into this cavern stairs.
And
Okay.
I'll follow behind him. I guess. Would Adarag keep the piece of paper, or? Or actually, would I? No, I think Adarag would kind of lift it and like fully open it, and keep the piece of paper.
The door will close,
Oh,
but you can lift it and then hold the door and take your piece of paper with you and let the door close behind you.
okay.
Basically, it's just gravity, like it'll
Uh,
close.
Oh, there's no.
as
way to,
I
like,
see this
go-
happening, I quickly stop him. Like, hold on, hold on. And I say, open the door, let me in here, and close it, and let's see if I can get out without the piece of paper.
All right. How many knocks should it be if you're okay? If you're not okay.
Lots of knocks means open it, I'm about to die.
Understood.
All right, so I step in, and Adarag, I'm assuming, steps outside.
Yeah, I step outside and close the hatch.
And just my luck, it won't work again.
Okay. You step outside and you let the hatch close. It slides perfectly right into place, level with the ground.
This might have been a terrible idea. I try to open the hatch from the inside, just with pushing it.
Interesting. Shit, hang on. Interesting.
I don't like your interestings.
Adarag, tell me how you do this. Or not Adarag, sorry, Gnimwirt, tell me how you do this.
So, engineer brain, I saw the way it hinged, so I'm going to put all my leverage on the bottom side to hinge it up. And I've still got moss in one hand, so I'm using the other hand to try and push it up, just using leverage. That's it.
Okay. You push, and the door lifts. And it opens up. Adarag, your door doesn't move. Gnimwirt, you open it up and you see you are surrounded by ruins. Stony, mossy, wet ruins. Raining. The rain doesn't hit you. You hear the rain outside. You're inside.
I'm not by chance on a mountain top, am I?
You're inside a ruin.
Well, I'm like looking out because I'm opening the door, right, and I look out.
Yeah, no, you open the door and you're surrounded. You're inside a ruined building. Like the hatch is inside a ruined building.
Gnimwirt's mind is just blown.
This is not the same door that you just came in through. Adarag, you're standing there. The door doesn't.
Like-
Nothing happens.
Okay, I close the door and then I start
wow.
beating on it.
Do I hear it?
No.
Oh no.
Oh no. He's taken a really long time with this.
I turn the other way, looking down the stairs. I'm assuming it's still stairs going down.
Yes.
And I hold out the moss to make sure nothing's coming.
It's quiet. You don't see anything there.
Okay, I'm just gonna wait and hope Adarag thinks I'm like taking way too long.
I think that's exactly what he's thinking.
That's exactly what I'm thinking. He hasn't knocked yet, but I better check on him. I'm gonna lift it up using the paper.
You hook the paper and lift open the door. Then the door opens behind you. Adarag's staring at you.
I sprint out of it and like hide behind Adarag. Like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't want to go in there. Please don't make me do this.
Well, what was it, sir? What's got you all spooked?
I fucking hate magic.
I'm putting that as a quote on Gnimwirt's wiki page. Fucking hate magic.
And the ocean.
The ocean.
Okay.
What
give me
happened,
that.
sir?
Give me that paper.
Here you go, sir. I've got
And I take it and just hold it up to like the light of the clouds and the day or whatever. Like inspect it, and then it's like, all right, I'm gonna open this door. You step inside, and you try to open the door, and you tell me what you see, and then I'll let you out. And I open the hatch for him.
Oh,
Hatch opens.
all right.
Yep.
All right, sir.
Same familiar stairway down. Dark, damp, dingy.
I'm going to light a torch before I head down.
Okay.
I think I
All right.
still have one of those.
I don't know where your character is.
He steps in, and I lower the door down with the paper.
A lot of shit on you. You don't have the sea journal anymore.
No, I don't. Oh, dude, is that still in my? Oh yeah, it is.
Stained vintage duster. I forgot about that. Yeah. Steampunk water goggles. Yeah. You're a very interesting looking character.
Yes, I am.
Flint and steel striker. Torch. I see you have 3 torches.
Oh, I don't think I should have 3. I think I should have like 1 left.
Oh.
Because I used 1 to start the fire at the north gate and 1 to help start the fire at the second.
Okay.
At the
You have
east
1
gate,
torch.
so I'm down to
Fix
1.
your inventory. Okay. Adarag, Gnimwirt's holding open the door. You have a torch lit in front of you.
All right, I'm going to hold it in front of me as I descend down the stairs.
Okay. You descend down the stairwell.
I'm going to look back up like one more time before he closes the hatch.
All right, you tell me what happens when you try to open the door, and then I close it and remove the paper.
The door seals.
Okay. Adarag's going to take some time to also like look down the stairway.
It looks like it leads down into the dark.
Don't trust what you can't see. And he's going to go back up to and lift open the tries to lift open the hatch.
You open the hatch. Seems relatively easy.
Look around. What do I see?
Outside, you see the ruined building. You're inside of a large ruined building.
Do I make out any identifying features of this building? Like, does it look like it's been lived in, or is it?
It looks completely abandoned. However, it's a lot larger stone walls than any house you've seen.
Castle. Well, that's interesting. And Adarag's
Peculiar.
peculiar, very peculiar. And he's going to go back down below,
Okay. The door
keeping an
seals.
eye, yeah, keeping an eye down below the staircase, and yeah, he's going to just do that. And
Okay.
just hold it like that.
Gnimwirt goes and talks to the Lost Sons. No,
Just leaves.
I'm kidding. Gnimwirt opens the door back up, looking for his buddy.
Adarag's, I think he said he was gonna leave it like that. Maybe he sat on the stairs with his torch.
Yeah, I'm just going to probably just like sit and ponder. Well, that is peculiar. But that seems like quite the nice building. You think we might be able to, I don't know, explore it a little? You up for an adventure?
So, if we don't have
It's just
anyone,
like, what?
No. No.
if we don't have anyone outside with this piece of paper to let us out, then we could never get back to Arwin's rest potentially. That's my concern.
Understood. Actually,
This shouldn't even be possible.
give me 1 second. Close it again.
I just shake my head and close it again.
The door seals.
All right. And I'm going to open it.
It opens. You see the ruined
And-
building around you.
And I'm going to like walk out, still holding the door open, and look on the other side of the door to see if I see a handle of any sort.
No handle.
No handle. Okay. Is there some portal work going on here? Standing up, do I see anything else around the room? Around the ruin?
Good question. Yes. It looks to be a round room, door at the far side, and there seems to be something over the door. Looks like a tattered banner, very dusty. Might have something written on it, but can't really tell from here.
Can't read.
Oh yeah, I can't read. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Adarag is going to go back down into the hatch, close the door on top of him.
Door seals.
He's going
It
to knock
works.
on the door like that's going to make a difference.
Nimmer
Gnimwirt's
hears
just
nothing.
waiting because he has no idea how long Adarag needed. So he's just standing there.
While Adarag is kind of sitting there, he's going to take his last candle, light it using the torch, and toss it down the stairwell.
Gnimwirt opens the door.
You see a candle rolling down the stairs. It looks like it goes down a ways and then levels out and rolls off into the dark. Seems like it goes down into some kind of hallway. Maybe 40, 50 feet down.
40 or 50 feet? Okay. Well, sir, I believe I've done about all of the investigation that I can do at this point. But I did see some sort of banner over in the ruined place that I could not read, but maybe you might have some more luck with. Fancy going in for another round?
Okay. We can explore this place, but what we don't know at this point is, can we get out if we both go in with the paper?
You want to try it?
I don't know what's going to happen.
Neither do I. That's the excitement.
I think if we do this, we both have to go in together. Because if we can't get out, then we'll need to try to find a way out together. Which means no failsafe.
Aye. But I trust you.
Okay. We got to figure this out for Arwin's rest, so let's do it. I
say-
open the hatch. And
Okay. I thought it was
What?
already open, but yeah.
oh, I guess we were talking. I guess I'm holding it open.
Yeah. Adarag's
Right.
on the stairs. You like close it open again. He's like, "Hi."
I I hold it open and take the paper and hand it to Adarag inside, and
Noted,
I
sir.
will step in and close the door.
Okay. Adarag has the paper. The door seals.
Well, sir, want to go check out the banner, or do you want to go down the stairs?
First, I want to see what happens if we open the door with that piece of paper.
Okay. Adarag's going to take the piece of paper and try to put it in the same location and try to lift it up.
There's nothing there. There's nothing the paper grabs onto, but you can lift open the door.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'll look to lift open the door.
Okay. You guys see the
using the
ruined
paper.
building around you.
Okay.
The ruined room. The circular room.
Gnimwirt's like, I'm assuming they're fairly large stairs, and I'm a small guy, and I'm just like on one of the stairs, just like pacing back and forth, just like we're screwed. Like, can't believe we did this.
Yes, absolutely. Just like that, they've left Arwin's Rest forever.
Teleport.
We open the hatch, and it's the academy. All right.
Starforge,
Alright,
we get back here. You open it up, you're on the Nimble Wench.
Wait.
It's all been a dream.
Inception.
It's the worst ending to the dream. You're like, no, we weren't done.
Well,
Well, sir,
I don't know.
believe that worked.
no, I agree, and it would seem we need to find a new way out or tinker with this door more.
Aye, mate. Do you think maybe down below the stairs might have more information about this area? Or would you like to explore the ruins? Which would you like to go with?
Well, you said there was a banner with the rune. I can see if I can read that, and it sounds like maybe that could be a good place to hide people if there was another attack, so we could investigate it. But I just want to make sure this is safe, and also make sure we can get back to the town if there is a need.
I need to clarify something. Are you guys still in the stairwell?
Yes.
Yes.
Is the door still open?
No. Well,
The door to the...
You guys
So the
opened up the
door
door
is-
and the ruined room was in front of you. Did you shut it and you're talking, or are you still holding it open?
I was still holding... I was thinking mind's eye, I was still holding it open.
Okay,
yeah,
then
we're kind of like looking in both areas.
gotcha. Then you could see the banner from where you're at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can I read it?
Give me an awareness check. We'll see if you can read it from here. Yeah. Yeah. On it, it's dirty and slightly covered. But you see home of, and then the other part is covered in like muck. There seems to be like, basically the muck is covering the top and right side. There's partial of some kind of emblem, and then underneath it says home of, and then it's covered in muck.
Okay. Alright. Hold that door and don't let it close.
Hold
for
the
a second.
door.
Hold the door! Aye, sir. Like Griff, I will never let it close. Or wait, no, he closed it.
Oh, wait, shit, no. I'll never let it open.
Oh. We're alone forever.
Alright, so what are we doing?
So I'm gonna walk into the room
Mhm.
and I'm gonna see if I can wipe off the portion of the banner that's covered in muck.
Yeah, stepping into the room, it's cold, but you know, you're enclosed, you're not out in the rain or anything. The banner is probably too high for you. Do you have anything that could help? Do you have a... Maybe Adarag could lift you up.
No. He's gotta hold the door.
No.
I've got my job.
I'm doing my part.
Spreading democracy.
So I can't like reach the bottom of the banner to like climb up it or something?
I don't think so. How tall are you? You're 4'6".
oh,
I
good.
will allow you to roll an athletics check. At challenging difficulty to see if you can run, jump off the wall, and grab the banner off the top of the door.
Okay.
Oh. No shit! Yo, Gnimwirt! Adarag, you're standing there watching him. He's looking at it, and then he just runs and like parkours off the wall up, grabs the banner, and pulls it down.
It's all that survival training.
It's paying
That's
off.
exactly what it is.
Paying off. Yeah, you have the banner. You want to wipe off the muck?
Yeah.
Yeah, swiping it off, you see what looks to be a claw emblem, and it says, did I say home of? It should say House of Heroes.
House of Homos, got it.
No.
wait.
No, wait. House of Heroes.
Okay.
Should have a claw. Can you give me an education roll? We'll see if you have any idea what this claw might be. Standard across the board. Yep.
Okay. Oh.
It's probably a finger, actually. Yeah.
All right. No clue. House of Heroes. Adarag. I walk back over to the door. Have you heard of a House of Heroes before?
A House of Heroes.
You can roll a folklore check.
Yeah, I'd love to roll a folklore check.
You've never heard of a House of Heroes. However, you've seen that symbol before. It's a griffin claw, that was called an iron claw, and you know it, because in Hobbs Lodge, there is basically a picture of a man, and it said the Iron Claw underneath, and it had that same symbol on it.
Oh, that's the Iron Claw. That's the oh, he was what did he do around here?
I don't know if you ever bothered to ask. That's all you know about it. The picture hung up in Hobbs Lodge of a man, and underneath it said the Iron Claw, and it had that same symbol.
I don't know much about him, but his picture was hanging in Hobbs Lodge.
Well, if we get back to town, maybe we can ask someone who's been in the town longer than us if they know.
How do you figure we get back?
There's a door where that banner was. Or you guys could go down the stairs.
Keep holding that door for a sec, and I walk across over to the other door to see if I can open it.
Yeah, it opens. It looks like a hallway with some other doors in it. Still inside. Excuse me.
Okay. Adarag, there's another door over here that we can, and it leads to a hallway with more doors. Mordor.
There's a hallway with more door.
Should we have you lower that to see if we open it from this side, if I can get back to that hallway?
I'm not smiling because you guys are doing anything wrong. I just love the science that you guys are like, okay, we gotta figure this out.
Well, how about this? Let me first try one thing. I noticed that there was no handle on this door either, so let me try something real quick. I'm going to take a piece of paper, hold it on the other side, see if I can grab any like latch where like it was on the other door.
No.
No,
you're not able to.
Okay. So I just am sliding the piece of paper around
And it doesn't grip to anything.
Okay. Well, problem, sir. This one doesn't work.
Okay. I'm gonna look around the room for like scrap wood or something.
It seems this room has basically been emptied besides that banner hung over the door. Just a big old circular stone room, hatch in the middle of the floor.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm going to take my bolt of linen and tear off a piece and bunch it up where the door would, like, hinge shut to try and set it between the door and the opening so it stays ajar.
Okay. Well, it'll stay a door, but yeah.
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 Okay. You crumple it up and set it down. I'm guessing Adarag's still holding the door open.
Yeah, I'm gonna lightly like start letting it down, and, like still keep my like fingers under it to like just in case the.
Where are you guys at?
I'm at the temple side or whatever. Adarag's in the stair side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Like
you're
the
letting it down until it sits on top of this linen?
Yes.
Okay. It sets on top of the linen.
Okay.
Are you still there? It's not a portal to another continent.
I believe I'm still here.
Okay. It's not as secure as I'd like, but might be the best thing we have. Do you want to come through and we continue to explore this way?
Aye, that seems like the plan, but first things first, see if you can open it from your side. I want to make sure that in a pinch we're not.
No.
You're
We're
not
back.
in
Don't worry.
California yet.
I'm not in California. Yeah, no, I'm wondering. I think something might be wrong with my computer, but
Ruh-roh. We're back.
welcome back. So I'm going to say, try to open it from your side just in case things get hairy, so we know that we can at least open it from this linen.
I will try to do that.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an athletics check for me. You did great last time.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh!
You slide your fingers underneath and are able to pull it up. Well, pull it up.
Alright, so hear me out. I was able to do it, but I'm not confident in my ability to do it again. So,
Well, do we want to take a leap of faith, or do we want to explore down the stairs a bit more before we come out and try to explore above in the portal room that we don't know where it leads, actually?
maybe let's... Well... Here's my thought. Here's my thought. Going down into deeper and darker places does not sound like progress towards getting back out to safety. So,
Aye, but what if there was some, like, information about how the portal door works down in the basement area?
alright, we can try. But my last time venturing into dark, cavernous ruins under Arwin's Rest was not the most
You did
pleasant.
great.
Fine.
Those creatures that were trying to get through the door with Griff, I encountered. So,
I don't think you know about that.
never mind. Be on guard. There's creatures potentially down
What?
here.
You know of one creature, and I think it was friendly to you, kind of.
Yeah, but I'm still terrified of it.
Oh, okay.
I think a blue version of Liliana might be down here. Like, wanting the runes.
God, right, yeah.
That makes no sense, but okay.
Yeah, what?
Alright, I've had it open. I step back through. We let it down on the linen carefully, and we will head down.
Okay.
I've got moss in hand.
It doesn't seem very effective.
Adarag has a torch, and there's a candle down at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah, the torch is lighting up things. The moss doesn't seem to be affecting as much. Probably because there's light around. The moss glows in the dark.
So because of the torch, probably.
Yeah.
I've still got it in hand in case we get separated.
Okay. You guys head down. Down. The air gets stale. And finally, you guys get to where you come down into the hallway and you see the candles rolled maybe 10 feet in front of you. Actually, roll awareness checks with routine difficulty with the candle being down there.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Gnimwirt, you're looking and the hallway looks uneven. Just barely. Just weirdly uneven. Adarag, you look and there are pressure plates on the ground.
Stop. Sir, there's traps in this room.
Hallway.
Oh, hallway.
I like look down. Are we like on top of them, or I'm assuming now that he's told me this, I can see them too.
You could see the uneven tiles. You just
Yeah.
didn't know they were pressure plates. He's telling you they're pressure plates.
I see.
They're
So yes,
watch,
you can.
watch your steps.
Yeah, noted. Is the candle on a pressure plate, or is it safe?
It is on. Yeah, it is. I was gonna say like it's on one of the plates. You're not sure which one is the pressure plate, but you got a crit success, so you know which ones are the pressure plates. And yeah, it's on a pressure plate.
Okay, don't move that candle. If it's removed, it might trigger whatever's in this room. I'm gonna inspect the walls to see if there's like try to understand what these plates would trigger.
The walls, you don't see anything. Looking up, the ceiling doesn't look connected to the walls. So the walls go up, and then there's like a sliver of gap between the wall and the ceiling. So there's like a sliver gap running all the way down the hallway on either side.
I believe they might try to crush us, sir.
As in the walls come in together.
Aye.
Okay. Do we risk tiptoeing across this? Can we see to the other side, like how long it is?
No, not with the light you have.
Okay, I'm gonna take out my... I guess I don't have any torches left.
Throw a torch down the hall.
Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to risk trying to cross?
Well, do you think we can grab that candle?
I'm worried if we remove it, it'll trigger the pressure plate.
Do I see anything that would like indicate that like the door would close off on this, or like something would close off on this side if the trap was activated?
The door up there?
No. Like the entrance to the hallway. Is there anything that would like close it off, such that like if we went out and the thing started moving and we would we be able to like get back?
The only difference is just the sliver gap between the ceiling and the walls on either side. You don't see anything like blocking.
Anything that would like block anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sir, if that's the case, then we might be able to. We might be able to grab it and come back successfully, then toss it further down. What do you think, sir?
Sure, but no point in both of us being in danger. Why don't you step back and I'll grab it?
I was going to stay right here.
Okay.
You've got the candle about 10 feet in front of you. There's maybe 5 plates between you and it.
And I'm gonna do whatever I can to like assist him with like, oh, watch your step, sort of things. Like if I see he's about to like step on something.
Okay.
Assist him like that.
All right. Yeah, and I'm gonna try to really slowly, like deliberately, like slowly put my weight down where I'm stepping.
Yeah, give me a coordination test.
Good thing I trained that today.
Someone's trained that recently. Watch,
Standard?
critical fail.
Kind of.
Yeah, standard.
With assistance from
Well,
Adarag's input.
yeah, standard, but with assistance. You're right.
So what? Just standard.
Standard. I'll calculate. You're good.
Okay.
Standard.
Oh,
Success.
thank God.
Gnimwirt, you step, avoid it. Step, avoid it. And you take a step, and you hear Adarag go, "Wait! But
Wait.
it's at this point, he thinks he caught you in time, but you realize you've definitely stepped on this pressure plate.
Okay, I keep my weight on it.
Okay.
And is anything happening?
No.
Can I reach the candle from where I'm at?
Yes.
Okay. And we do think the candle's on a pressure plate.
Yes.
All right.
You even heard a slight click when you stepped on yours. Adarag didn't hear it, you heard it.
Adarag, I just triggered it. I have a candle in my bag. I don't think it'll actually trigger until I release the pressure.
The candle's within reach?
Yes, but what I'm thinking is I'll light my candle, throw it down the hall. And then if we have something heavy to put on this pressure plate, I think that'll keep it from triggering.
I see. Well, do you have something heavy? How many pounds heavy exactly are you?
83 pounds exactly. Although I haven't been eating very well, so probably like 70.
Yeah, you guys haven't been eating well.
No.
Oh, speaking of which, as we go to wrap this up, can both of you guys roll a resolve check for me? Oh, actually, never mind. Someone's carrying Moonlit Moss on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up here. As Gnimwirt stands on top of a pressure plate, reaching for a candle atop a pressure plate, and Adarag cheers him on from the stairwell.
Even with the success on my coordination.
Yep. Even with the success on the coordination. I wonder why. What could that mean? Why? What? Why would you do this, Wrath? Crazy. I don't know. That's it for this episode of I almost said of Arwin's Rest, of King's Crossing. Episode 34. This one was called, God, I named this one Unearthing the Unknown. But we literally just got to the part where we're unearthing. So, I don't know. Might have to rename Moaning the Morning. I don't know.
I fucking hate magic.
Yeah, fucking hate magic. Maybe that's what, yeah, maybe we'll call it, but I'll figure it out. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Huge shout out to Tough Nuts and Adis. Thank you guys. Any thoughts before we end this one?
Sorry for not following Atlas.
No, you guys are good. You guys can do whatever you want. It's an open world. It's just I will prepare things and like get things ready to be like, okay, like I think they're going this way. I'm gonna get this ready, and then you guys don't. I'm like, okay. Never mind. But no, I've got that stuff prepared for other stuff. It's perfectly fine. Like, thankfully, I know what's going on, so I can work around it. So yes, obviously, we've had this happen before, where you guys are like, we did something you didn't expect. It's perfectly fine. What about you? Tough Nuts, any last thoughts?
Good episode. I feel like we were productive, got a lot done.
Good RP.
Yeah, you've got sound grenades. You've got sights on your firearm, which are going to give you a permanent plus 5% whenever you shoot it. You've
There's a
got
little bit of homework this week.
Yep. A little bit of homework on my end, really.
Well, let's connect. You and I can work on it together. I think a little bit.
You're talking about your personal project.
Personal project,
Yes.
and then also if there's any other folklore that I learned.
Yep. Any other folklore that I will get to you. Yeah, this is interesting. God, I would love to hear. I would love for there to be an under the table next, but there's not for 2 weeks. So, it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts on all this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Anyways, that's it from us. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Later.
Cheers.
Bye.